The agenda for this video is to look at the bill of materials functionality in NetSuite. We'll begin by looking at the BOM inquiry report, where we'll open up an assembly and see all the different components in that assembly. Then we'll take a look at the costed BOM report, which shows us the way the BOM components are costed and how the aggregate cost is being calculated for that assembly. And then we'll take a look at the components where used report, where we'll pick up one component and see all the different places where this component is being used inside the system. We'll begin by logging into the system using netsuite.com URL. I'll enter my credentials and click on login. Over here I've logged into the procurement role, which has access to the bill of material view functionality, and I'll open this report here, BOM inquiry. This screen requires you to enter the subsidiary that you want to inquire for, the assembly or the item for which you want to see the bill of materials. In our case it will be RAK 40N1. We can also click on location, because a bill of material can vary by location as well. And what we can see here is the different components which are part of this bill of material. We also have level wise denomination here. So some components are level 1 and some components are level 2 in this particular bill of material. Level 1 component is a top level component. The level 2 component is actually a part of the top level component itself. So here you can see that the PLY item is actually a component of ASY assembly, which is in turn a part of the RAK item. The BOM also shows us the BOM quantity per assembly. So for example, in 1 unit of RAK we'll have 75 units of CMP. You can also see the quantity per assembly, which is actually a result of the component yield. So when we manufacture this item RAK, we are using 100 units of CMP, but only 75 is actually being part of this final assembly. 25 of them are being wasted as part of the manufacturing process. This report also shows us the on-hand inventory for this item, what quantity is available to us as of this moment. If any item, any quantity has been back ordered, that quantity is also shown here. And if we have placed any purchase orders or work orders for these components, that will also reflect in the on order tab. We can also see the UIMs of different components that are being shown in this bill of material and the type of item that these components are. So for example, CMP is an inventory item, ASY is actually an assembly item. This report also allows us to change the display control. You can also see this bill of material by revisions. So NetSuite allows you to define different revisions of the assembly in terms of the bill of material. As in when the design of the assembly changes, you can create a new revision with the new bill of material structure for this item. So if I were to see the revision A here, you can see that the quantities of the components are different, and then this revision has been subsequently revised into revision B and revision C, and currently the revision C is effective, and this is the actual bill of materials which is applied as of now. Next we'll take a look at the costed BOM report. Again, I'll have to enter the subsidiary, the assembly for which I want to see the costed BOM, and the location for which I want to see the costed BOM. And here I can see the report is more or less the same. The difference here is that the unit cost and the cost is shown per line here. What this says is that for every unit of CMP0001, the unit cost is $1.50, and the cost of using CMP0001 in this assembly is $150, since we have 75 or quantity per assembly is 100 for this assembly, and 100 multiplied by 1.5 is $150. And this costing is done on every line, and the aggregate cost of this assembly RAK is calculated over here. This report also allows us to see the BOM by revision number. So if I were to see a different revision, a different cost would be applicable to that revision. Now we're going to see the component where used report. I'll open that in a separate tab. I'll enter the subsidiary here and a component for which I want to see the report. So I've entered the PLY component here, and the report shows us that this PLY component is being used in assembly ASY0001, ASY0002, and BEN0001. And ASY00001 is actually a subcomponent of this assembly RAK00001. Here again we are able to see the component yield which is applicable for this item under this assembly. BOM quantity per assembly, on hand, available, as well as back ordered and ordered quantity. And that's how we can view and query the bill of materials that have been defined in our NetSuite ERP.